your father has done, what you are doing today is actually in the same line, which is philanthropism. What are you doing in line with your work of contributing to the people of Amedokhian? Explain it to me a little bit better.
Okay. Let me first of all say one thing. I'm very private and guarded about whatever I do for anybody. That's what I think. What I like to believe whatever anybody does, you do it as a contract between you and God. It's not an opportunity for you to run your mouth and brag about how you have helped, how you helped anybody. Because I think we are put on this earth not to be just on. And if you are fortunate and you are lucky and you are blessed, I think you are meant to share. I think God blesses people for you to be able to carry other people as well. And the mark of the riches of a man is not what he has in the bank, but the amount of lives that he has affected. And that's one thing I learned from my father. Apart from the really massive public works that my father did, you would never one day hear my father said to somebody, "Oh, I helped this person specifically," unless the person said it. My father never believed in making noise about what he did. But in answer to your question, I can say generally that Amedokhian is a farming community. I can tell you that I've assisted people at home in being self-employed, in being masters of themselves, in terms of farming, in providing farm equipment, providing fertilizer, providing insecticides, weed killer. This to people may sound very simple, but people have large farms, and in order for you to fertilize your farm, you have to get bags of fertilizer. In order for you to make sure that bugs and insects do not feast on your crops, you also have to spray, as we say, you have to spray your farm, and this takes quite a bit of chemicals to do. And when you are involved with many people and many farms, this does add up to quite a bit. And assisting people in this regard to make sure that they can farm, they can buy seedlings and cuttings, because we farm cassava, we farm yams, we farm pepper, and of course we do, and a few other crops. There's banana, of course, plantain. So I have assisted in making sure that people can fend for themselves, because the money you just give to somebody as a gift does not really last past that spending. So you need to empower people by giving them what will generate their own income. Because what I see with us a lot as Nigerians, we tend to want people to depend on us. So when you come home, people come and greet you, you want to be able to feel big by giving them physical cash. But are they always supposed to wait for you to come home, maybe once a year, twice a year, before they will eat? So I think for me, it is better that you empower people so that when you are not there, they are eating, they are looking after their children, they are paying their bills. So again, that is what I've focused on doing. In Uromi, another way that we, the young ones, survive is through biking. They provide transport services with motorcycles, which does what we call the town service, and also helping people bring produce from the farm. I've also provided motorcycles for people, to enable them do that. And of course, when we provide these motorcycles, the receipt is not in my name. I always buy the motorcycles in the name of the person that is going to receive it, so that he knows that that bike actually belongs to him. It's not a gift with a string. They don't have to be tied to me either politically or for any reason where they feel obligated to you tomorrow because you bought them something. They take their motorcycles and they are free to do whatever they want to do with it. Many times we have been assisting with, home building. At times, wind would pull people's roofs. We come there, we assist. Women are giving birth. If you call me, even when I'm not out of the country, my phone is always open. If you talk to people at home, whenever you call me, I always answer my phone personally. Doesn't matter what part of the world I'm in. I give my phone number to people freely. They call me, and in any way that I can assist, I will also assist. So in many ways, even with the children in the school as well, I have provided books for children in the school. When activities are going on in the school, as a community, I join in all the contributions that are being made. If the principals and the headmistress call me that they have a special need, a one-on-one will always also will answer. So in many ways, and when you come home as well, people come and greet you, and you go to people's homes to also go and greet them. In conversations, you get to hear many things, and God opens your heart to understand what it is that people need. And in your own way, you also privately, secretly take care of those needs. And I think God blesses you in those ways. And I'm never reluctant to partner with my Amedokhian people, my elders, brothers and sisters, in any way that I can. As I said, for me, my philosophy is that the proof of the pudding is in the eating. You must, walk the talk, and making yourself available home is really the proof. If you want to do things, you don't do it from afar. You go into the lion's den and you deal with the issues. So I have been very available. I listen to everybody's issues, and it's not only in Amedokhian. In Nobion as a whole, up to Efadion, to Zea, all over Oromi. People know me, and I'm not only effective in Amedokhian alone. I know we're talking about Amedokhian, but in Oromi as a whole. I'm very well known, and I try to live by example, more especially the example that has been laid by my father. He set the bar very high, set it very high. I know that I will never be able to catch up with, what he did in Uromi as a whole, but I can try to keep the fire burning. I can try to make sure that, I don't bring his name down. He spent a lifetime establishing a reputation. So I have tried very hard to make sure that the way I've benefited from being an Ojomoh and having his name, that my children, also one day may benefit from that name. Because as my father used to say to me, good name is better than money. And I think that is really an important message to deliver. So again, I think the question you asked me was, how have I tried to impact the community? When I came in, I joined politics in Uromi sometime in 2006. We were a one-party system community. It was just the PDP. And nothing was wrong with that. But you know that in every democracy, there must be choice. That is the essence of democracy, that you have choice, that you have options. You cannot have a democracy in a one-party system. At that time, PDP was the only party you would hear. And then we came up that time with AC, and we were spreading another message through the message of the Action Congress. And I think having a credible opposition at the time, an effective opposition, made people wake up to the true responsibilities of the people. At that time, people didn't even know what the constituency vote was. People didn't know what their elected representatives were supposed to do for them. We just saw politics as a time when one day of 4 years, you just come, people give you money, you vote them in, and then for the next 4 years, you don't hear from them. They become your masters, whereas they should be servants. I decided that what I was going to do was to enlighten our people, for them to understand the responsibility that politics, politicians, government, and governance had towards them, to let the people know that they had every right to expect government to benefit them, that they have every right to have high expectations from governance, and that government actually owed them something and not they owing the government something.